The air square wall unit has a number of settings and buttons to allow us to change settings to inflate a range of tires. The information button changes the mode, allowing us to change a specific item. For instance, if we press the information button once, it allows us to change the PSI setting or the bars into bars or kilopascals. We do that by changing the setting with a plus or a minus. We've selected for this purpose to use the PSI setting. Once we've selected our once we've chosen our setting, we hit the select button and that puts it into the system. We now press the information button twice and that allows us to change the OPS setting. The OPS setting is an overinflation setting over the required PSI, and then the tire will be deflated back to the required PSI. To set the OPS, we hit the plus button to move the units up, or we can go backwards down by hitting the minus button. We've selected the OPS setting to be 3 PSI over the required setting. Once we've done that, we hit the tire select button, tire set button. Now, we have an alarm that will indicate that the tire is inflated. There are 3 options. We can have a sound alarm, a sound and light, or a light only. What we do is we press the information button 3 times. And right now, the alarm is set to number 2, and that is for a light only. But changing the number 2 to a number 0, that is a light and a buzzer alarm sound. By hitting the plus sign again, we go to number 1, and that is the buzzer only. We've selected number 2, which is the light only. Once we've done that, we hit the set button, and we're now ready to inflate the tire. And we're going to inflate it. Initially, there are 2 situations in the field. One where tires are being topped up, checked, and topped up with air pressure. That's typical of a vehicle coming into a service center or into a bay. The tires are not being removed or repaired. They just want to check pressures. When that is done, what we do is we just plug the chuck onto the tire, and inflator recognizes that there is back pressure and starts the process automatically. This tire will not inflate beyond the set pressure that we've selected. This tire is now being inflated, and when it's reached its desired inflation level, it will stop and the alarm can be seen. And there we are. The tire is inflated to 55 psi and the light alarm is on. Cut. An important feature of this machine is the OPS system, the overpressure system. This is a requirement in tires where a tire has been inflated after being repaired and refitted to the rim, and we want to make sure that the beads are properly seated. So we overinflate the tire and then bring it back down to its desired pressure. We've again got our tire here, the high pressure donut spare wheel, and we haven't changed any of the settings in the machine, but we're going to activate the OPS system. To do that, we hit the tire set button. When it activates, until there's a burst of air, and then we attach it to the valve. The tire now starts to inflate, and it will go beyond the desired pressure by about 3 pounds, because that was what we set the OPS to, 3 pounds. And then it will deflate back down to 55 psi, which is the desired pressure. £58. Now it should deflate down to 55 psi, and the alarm goes off.